It's 3-soup day. It's also Easter. We're celebrating, and I'm making soup. But we have a number of things that are going on right here. I have a hankering for making some traditional Trinidadian Sancoche, which is going to be made here. I am also going to make split pea soup because we love it, and the Sancoche might have too much meat for some people. And some of the people who are coming don't necessarily eat beef. And I don't know if the stock will be good or if, if they can pick it out or what. So the split pea soup I think will have ham. I have to call and check and make sure that's okay. And then we're making stone soup. So because I don't know what stone can be legitimately used, safely used in a soup, I guess if I had a ceramic stone, I could do that. Maybe somebody markets that. But I use a potato. And I'm going to start with, okay, so here's how this is going. We're going to go time slicing, and then I think at some point I'll focus on Sancoche because that's the one that's the hardest. This is the cookbook, Privilege, Cooking in the Caribbean, Errol W. Barrow and Kendall A. Lee. I believe that Errol Barrow might have been like Prime Minister of Barbados or something like that. Kendall Lee was also a politician in Trinidad, I believe. I will have to look that up. But also, this is the only real recipe that I found that looks good. So, it's talking about getting salted pork, which I was able to find at the neighborhood Ralph's. That was a very important thing, is being able to find what I needed. Stewing beef, well, that's able to be found at Ralph's. Dried split peas, yes. Onions, 2 large. Celery, 2 stalks. Thyme, 2 sprigs. Coconut milk, 3 cups, which is about 2 cans, a little bit less than 2 cans. And ground provisions. This is one of the harder things. So ground provisions, usually in Trinidad, they talk about having yams, cassavas, eddos, dasheen. And so we're going to use yams, sweet potatoes, which are yams. We are using, this is, I forget what he called this, yucca. Now, yucca can be used instead of taro. And taro and dasheen are very similar, are the same, I guess. And eddos, it's another root. Maybe I'll throw some potatoes in there for what hay. Great. Hot red pepper. Got to throw in a habanero pepper for flavor. These are from Mexico. They were $1 at Ralph's too. And water or stock, so we'll use stock, salt and black pepper. So all of these things I was able to get. It did ask for green figs, and I happen to have this plantain, which is not overripe. So plantains, when they are not overripe, are kind of green, so I'm going to use that. So now, there we go, and I'm throwing in carrots, because I really like carrots in my Sancoche. So getting ready to do this, and that'll be it. This is just going to be water with the stone, and Hub's got his contribution, which is Chinese broccoli, but that'll go in later. And then this is a grate. I'm going to use the pressure cooker portion, and I'm going to get the peas started. I'm going to saute the ham and the onion, supposing we can put ham in it for some people who might not be able to eat any of the other stuff. And then I'll throw in some of these just because I got them. And hey, why not? Okay, so there we go. That's it. Okay, so I checked the peas and found out that there are no rocks in it. Sometimes you get little rocks, but I think those are more in red beans than they are in peas. And these seem okay. I'm going to wash them to, it says sort and rinse. And then I am going to put it in the pot and get the pot started with 8 cups of hot water, not hot. And we're going to put it on this soup setting, which with a low pressure. I'm going to leave the pressure cooker on, but it'll be low pressure. And so that will prevent the pressure release area from getting clogged with gunky split pea stuff. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Before I do that, put the peas in with the water, I'm going to saute the ham steak and the onions, which I will cut up, and put those, saute them in the Instant Pot itself, because there's no point getting an extra pot dirty. So that's the first thing that I'm going to set off. Okay, so have big chunks so they can be picked out, because we have a vegetarian in the house. Onions, large chunks, and onions, green onions also. We have a bit of butter. I'm going to do the saute setting and then dump it all in. I have confirmed that our guest who can't eat beef can eat pork, so we can put ham in the soup broth. Oh wait, but first we have to do saute, okay? So we're doing a saute setting. We have a little bit of onion in there. We have two kinds of onion actually. We have butter, and then we're dumping the ham in. And that's all. We're just gonna make sure that gets a little browning in, and then we'll put the peas and stuff like that in. While that is sauteing, I'm going to get the crock pot going. So I'm just going to pour water in, and then I'm going to add the potato. That will come later because it is bok choy, not broccoli. I apologize. And it will cook much more quickly. So there we go. Okay, added a bunch of water, no measure. Didn't want to put too much because I want to leave room for the stuff. And we do have 3 kinds of soup going. Here's the washed potato. And it is the stone for stone soup. Now I did call the person who can't have beef, and if I put the beef in the sancoche, she won't be able to eat it, so we're just going to go with the salt pork. I'm going to cut up the yucca. I'm going to cut up, these are sweet potatoes, not yams. I've been corrected. And then I'm going to cut up this and that and the onions, and then yes, this also. Gonna have everything cut up, and then we'll get that started. But it does say, put the pork in a large pot with water to cover, bring to boil, and cook slowly for 1 hour. Dude, I totally need to get this started. And then I can do all of these at the same time. But it probably won't need to cook for a whole hour because the beef doesn't have to cook. So salted pork with, how much water? Water, 2 pints of water. Okay. Now the salted pork should be cut into 1.5 ounce pieces. And it sure looks like bacon. It looks like it may already be cut into pieces. So let me open this up over here at the pot. And if it is already cut into pieces, I'm just going to drop it in. So it's it's already sliced, so I'm putting it in. Seems a lot like bacon, except it's thicker, and I don't know, I guess I'll have to look up the difference. But in a pinch, I think you could put bacon, or you could even just put ham, because ham is salted, isn't it? Meanwhile, back to our sauteing ham and onions. It's looking good. Coming along well. I think I'll leave it in a little longer. But doing pretty well. Put this back on. And this one, I put it on high. Oh, I put it on warm. That's not good. I put it on off. I didn't put it on at all. Now it's on high. Okay. And we'll put this on. Later on we can season it up, but that just gets the potato cooking and the water hot. Now back to cutting up the stuff, while that other stuff goes on simmer with water, bring to boil and cook slowly for 1 hour. So I need to bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for an hour. Okay, sorry, there's a little vacuuming going on behind me. So now it's sauteed nicely, a little browned, which is good. I put the water in. And now I forgot, I'm going to add some organic no salt seasoning, because last time I made it without any seasoning and I was told, oh, it needs seasoning. So, and then salt and black pepper. And then that's it. We're covering it up and opening it on soup. I apologize for the vacuum that was running in the background. Now I'm sure you can hear me better. It's experiential. It's as if you were here. Okay, now soup. And put this on. And then we'll have the 40 version, which, what's going on? I love this Instant Pot, but what's going on with it? What's going on with it? Is there a certain way? I thought it was this way. Okay, something's happening. So, all of those. This one right here. So like that, no? There. Yay. Okay, soup. This goes in the, oh, be careful. In the area where it's not going to be releasing. I think that's this way. So it's going to get some pressure in it. And then low pressure, right? Okay, so that's good. That one's going to work on that. I'm going to cut up these veggies, and that's going. So we're going well. And over here is the salt pork cooking. That's looking delicious. Sorta, maybe. Status, about half hour later. The salt pork is on. This is hissing away. That's still going very slowly. And cut up the provisions. Cut up this, wash that. Gonna use cornmeal instead of the gluten-free baking mix to make cornmeal dumplings using a green plantain and some potatoes also. Great. Now going to the stove. Okay, I forgot to set timers, so that's been going for a super-duper long time. And it'll be fine. This one's going, and let's see, is that warm? It's not even warm. Why isn't it warm? Is there an on switch? Darn it. Okay, did I plug it in? Good question. Oh no, forgot to plug it in. Good thing I checked. Alright, plugging that in, and then going to work on the Sancoche. So here's what salt pork looks like after it's been boiled for a while. So I just have to add these things and the split peas. That's what it says. Just add them. I'm gonna go get the split peas and just check them real quick to make sure that they don't have any rocks in them, and I'll add that too. It occurs to me that when we have Sancoche, it's yellow. So I think we should be using yellow split peas. At this point, I'm not too worried. It's green Sancoche. But it got washed and now it's not coming out. So I'm gonna turn this off, get this out of there, and get that going. Now I'm gonna have to check and see what the difference between the yellow and the green split peas are. Yum, 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 sorta. Okay. Let's see what else needs to happen here. Okay, so I'm just going to toss both cans in. It says 3 cups, and I think this one says 1/3 cup, serving spoon container about 5, so that makes it 1 2/3, which makes a little bit more than 3 cups, but I'm not going to save a little bit of coconut milk. And just so you know, that doesn't look very milky. It looks sort of fatty, but there is a light version. I didn't get it. And underneath all of that stuff on top, there was the water. So I guess it's separated. So now we cook this for 30 minutes, then we add more stuff, and we cook it for 30 more minutes. It's looking good, but it doesn't look like Sancoche yet. Okay. Oh well. More to come. Got distracted again, so added 2 pints of water. Kind of doing as it says, setting everything in here. Corn dumplings are supposed to take place somewhere. I really don't know where it would go. But also, this is going to cook down, I imagine. And then there's the pepper. Let me see. There's a lot of provisions. But it's looking really good. The rules of the Easter egg hunt. We only have one person who's under 18 or 17 here today. So, no stealing from the kid. There's the kid. He's got the Batman shirt on. And he gets the head start, then everybody else gets to go. I'm just glad that we have people who want to do the Easter egg hunt even though they're, you know, 18-ish and more. Much more. And here I am working on making washi eggs. This is really cool. This was from a kit I found. And this paper is amazing. It's like almost like a little fabric-y, clothy. And it's got these amazing prints on it. And you cut it like that. Leave a strip in the middle for the egg. And then cut the edges. And then you glue it like this. And then you spray it. It's coming out pretty well so far. Pretty nice. Here we are at the end of the day. The Easter dinner has been served. The Sancoche was amazing.
I enjoyed my lemon curd and...
Yes, somebody brought homemade lemon curd and things.
Is that
this one.
And the stone soup is
lemon curd,
stone potato.
It's not orange.
That's all.